him at something else.
I hate wearing socks.
I got the chaff off of him. When extra one.
They just give you all the extras.
How to fix your digestive problems.
Huh? What? Yeah. Shoot.
Where's that metal can full of pictures you used to have?
That what?
That metal tin that you had full of pictures?
They're out here on the wall, most of them.
Boy.
How many kids was there when you was born?
How many was it?
Yeah.
Vic and Bill.
And Bergen.
Oh, hell, Bergen was the half brother. Bergen, the whole family was born.
Right.
Oh.
We come out after them.
So Bill was older than you.
Huh?
Bill was older than you.
Oh, he was older, yeah. I've been aiming to get him a brick in the courthouse down there, and I fooled around and ain't done it. I got Pete one.
Did you?
Yeah, up on the wall, yeah. The receipt.
Well, you got him a break.
Yeah, I got him one.
Who?
There's two up there, one of them me and one of them Pete. I reckon they are, I think, though.
Yeah.
The two of them?
Yep.
Yeah. And one for me and one for Pete.
Well, whose 75th birthday is this? You and Cannon and Uncle Pete.
That was,
Yeah, don't
we was down there at the edge.
I don't remember that picture. You must have just got that one.
I did. They give it to me down there. I went down there before Christmas.
Down the edge.
Yeah, and they, Mary Ellen gave me that.
How's she doing?
She had a bypass.
Well, Sean?
Not
Hey, I got that in the tape.
a heart thing, you know.
Can't you treat him no better?
Pacemaker?
It's not me.
Did she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He was like that.
But just like
That was
just
you, Autumn.
Yep.
last week or week.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Stinks too, doesn't it, Bryce?
Now that
From
fellow's
Alabama,
name up in
too.
Kentucky, Dave, is Lee Griswold.
Lee Griswold.
That don't ring a bell. You read down that little book,
Huh?
you read down that little notepad, did you?
That's Lee Griswold. Hell, they come out here trying to find me.
They did. Well, did they find you?
They never did find me.
Well, how do you know they come out here trying to find you?
I wrote Mello a note.
He ain't got moved to Virginia, is he? The Griswold?
Griswold was in Virginia all the time. He come through here alone.
Lee Griswold.
Recently?
Oh, 2 or 3 years ago,
Oh,
since they was trying to get a hold of me.
Write that down.
Lee Griswold.
And he wasn't with me. He just come and bummed around with my crew when we were all together.
Give me a pen. You got his name down.
Where's your little notepad thing you said you carried?
A little what?
That little book you carried through the war had everybody's names?
Yeah. I've got it somewhere. It's hard for me to keep up with all that war stuff. Did it right?
Yep. Yep, it did.
Yeah. Or Dakota. See the picture, the second one in with the diamond gem.
Whoa.
You think some of them's named there, and I'll see if I remember the name of them. Thinking of I got a hold of.
See, half of them people, well, not that many of them, I know all of them. Most all of them, they're recruits. After somebody got killed or something, they brought them in. Old Belcher, and Little First, and Levine, and that looks like Sergeant Swaney, but he's just a T5, that ain't him. And that's Gray, and that's Robinson, and that's me. And you can see my Diamond Jim, my name of my tank. That's one that lost his leg, and I never did know what happened to him.
You said he's an Anderson, you thought, wasn't it?
You put that one back up?
Yeah.
And you put the thing back through the same hole.
Same hole. I've got every one of my old crew in either Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner in Camp Cook, California.
You do?
All of them. Where they're from, I think, and everything.
Where's it at?
I've got it buried somewhere. Hell, I fool with this darn stuff a lot of times, you know, when I'm just sitting around here. But I'd like for Colonel Forrest's family to be found. I could tell them a whole lot of the whole
Forrest?
works, you know. Yeah, Forrest.
Colonel Forrest.
Bedford M. Forrest. I thought that you said you found that or something.
No, but I'll find it.
Let me have that pen again.
Hey, you might want to come over
Right
here and help
there,
me out
man.
with this one, Daddy.
Well, it seems like that there's like something you can do, like contact somebody in the military or something like that, or there's a place you can contact and they'll track folks down for you or whatever if you want them to.
His name's T.J. Dossett.
T.J. Dossett.
We
Who's
don't
that?
need to get that
Forrest
one down,
from?
Dad.
Who's T.J. Dossett?
You don't know who T.J. is?
Mm-mm.
Uncle Jeff's son.
Where's Forrest
Oh,
from?
okay.
Huh?
Where's Forrest from?
Daddy.
Oh,
we can't get
that's
down.
y'all.
Stuff
That's the
to side.
contact you could use to track somebody down.
T.J.'s retired from the
I'd
FBI.
have to
Oh,
hunt
okay.
that up somewhere.
Oh, he sounds
He's
like
got a
Paul.
special investigating service over in Charleston.
That sounds kind of like Paw Paw. He can find out information
But
about
I've
people.
got it.
That's Uncle Jeff's boy.
Okay.
We can't get it down. It's stuck.
What do you want down?
This picture right here is
That
stuck.
one
TJ
picture
got
is just a
programmed.
print on paper and it's stuck to the wall. If you pull it, it'll tear it.
He's
Oh.
gonna do what?
Tear it.
Where TJ's got a program where he's, you know, where he's got that
It's got
investigating
paper.
services.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it
just
is
stuck.
torn.
Yeah.
T.J. Dawson's hand.
That means
Yeah,
stuck
he
to
can
the wall.
pull up people's names and not have to pay search for them.
Well, what kind of thing?
Probably just moisture and it's just paper. It's not photo paper, it's just regular
What
paper.
happened to the real photograph you had up here a while?
The what?
The original photograph. This is just a copy on a piece of paper.
Oh, well, hell, that was just a little bitty picture. That just a little,
Oh,
Yeah, it's blown up.
Probably. And it's been there forever.
it's stuck to the wall, Walt.
huh?
It's stuck to the wall.
It is.
Yeah, when you try to pull it off, it tears the picture.
Even more.
Well, I ain't no need to pull it off. It's,
No.
Where was that at where you're crossing on the
Rhine River.
yeah.
In Germany.
now there was the first tank to cross the Rhine River on the pontoon bridge. You can't see the tank, you can see the gun barrel sticking out for when I entered the,
See, right here's the gun barrel.
yeah.
Oh, I couldn't really see it.
It's about there.
They showed that on Discovery Channel that night.
Yeah.
We
Showed them
saw
putting
it.
it together.
Before we crossed the Rhine,
Mm-hmm.
they tell you where it was, Mahagan Bridgehead, and
Yeah, they
the
showed
railroad, they shot a railroad bridge out, and first they shot the bridge out. That damn river was a half mile wide, and we pulled up to that in an open country, just level country, and sat there for 2 or 3 days, and finally they got that pontoon bridge in. Now the first tank to cross on it.
They have some other pontoon bridges going across the Rhine too around there, or was that where a good bit of the Army crossed or whatever?
Yeah,
Or the Third Army? That's what you were in, right?
I was I was the engineer of the tank.
Are you recording?
Mhm.
Damn, that's been 65. I've got a towel in there that I stole when I first furlough I ever got. I've been in the army 6 weeks, and I've got that bath towel.
Where'd you steal it from?
Over on Knoxville, and I went in there to take a bath. I think it cost a quarter to get to take a bath, and I stole the towel. Big white bath towel. Still got it.
Probably cost about a quarter for a towel back then too, didn't it?
I bet it did.
Now, who was the woman that lived here when you was young?
And what?
Didn't you tell something about being here with a woman one time when you was young?
Here?
Yeah. Had to slip out the back.
They done what?
Said a husband come home and you had to slip out the back and run.
Oh, no, I didn't slip out.
You dove out.
It wasn't here. It was the house that burnt. The house burnt between these two houses.
Oh, what?
Feel that.
Yeah, I was damn that old gal. Had her in business bootlegging. I've had it all. Yeah, but one night, we was already in the bed, and heard somebody walking like a damn horse out on that porch. They had a porch from around it, was just old wooden floor porch. And she said, "Give me that gun." I said, "I'll kill that son of a gun." And I said, "No, wait a while." He come with the bed was right against the door where we was sleeping. He come kick that door.
Oh, gosh.
I said, "No, wait a while. I'll get out here." And
You knew who it was?
no, I didn't never know him. I never did see him before and after. But I knew who it was supposed to be. But they divorced. And he finally left. I never even left that night. I just stayed the rest of the night. That's why Blue had me out in the cold.
It's just like, how's he putting on?
Well, who was Wilma's brother, Junior?
Wilma,
Roy's woman.
There's one in the kitchen.
Ed
Look at this right here.
Ed Walden. But hell, Ed had another younger brother, a big whiskey man, up in the Flat Holler. One of them settlers killed him. His brother-in-law killed him.
Is that Charlie Walden's brother?
Huh?
Charlie Walden's brother?
Who is Charlie? I don't know. There used to be an old Charlie, was these hat maker boys' granddaddy. Him and John Howard's the biggest two moonshine people in, I guess, in Tennessee.
That didn't work.
John Hart.
Yeah, Hack's daddy.
Oh, I thought you meant John R. Smith.
Oh, John Hart, yeah. John Hart said, I set him up.
It is.
Yeah, and he like got caught.
You must have been the king of the moonshiners, Uncle Walt.
Did John R. ever own that farm up there at Bud Shelton?
On Walden.
Yeah, he did. He sure did. And I think he gave it away.
Give it. I'd like to sell it.
On Walden Mountain? Walnut Mountain.
Up Ivy Where'd Hiram Bears?
I never did get mixed up with the Beards.
What about Hiram? He's a buddy of mine. The one they call the Hermit?
They was Harm Beard and Jim Beard and Carter Ayers. Lloyd Ayers was Carter's boy. I think he got burnt up in the old house over there. He used to work for a telephone company.
Hiram?
No.
Lloyd.
Bears. Well, have you ever seen the chimney back there at the Allen place?
No, I don't know where the Allen place is.
Well, I didn't until about 3 months ago.
That's pretty cool.
Is that where
Shot
our
upwards and
Allen's
going
supposed
down.
to
Yeah,
come
where
from?
Mama was born.
Is that way back in the mountains or something, or?
Yeah. Yeah, the chimney's still standing. They all say it's the prettiest chimney you'll ever see out of cut stone. And I said, well, it won't be there long. But as quick as I find it, I'm taking it apart and bringing it out there.
Who, you?
And you do the same thing with it that you did with the rocks from Mama's house.
I've got all of them.
Where are they at, baby?
They're right down there next to the fence.
Right down where?
Part of them laying right there at the back of that white truck next to the electric fence. And the other part of them's right there in that dirt next to the...
End of the dirt, covered up.
Yeah, Gary Wayne spread that dirt. They ain't going nowhere. Then I've got the, one of the steps or something from poor folks' house.
Out in the county poorhouse?
Yeah. It's just a big flat cut
Square.
rock.
The poorhouses used to be across the creek there from back up from where your,
Right there where the barn is. That new
you
barn.
know where the barn straight is, but that's more or less straight
Back
behind.
there
the
where
barn.
the spring was, wasn't it?
Huh?
Back there where that spring was.
Right where them walnut trees is.
Where all them
Them daylilies come up.
Easter lilies.
They come up every year. You can see the sidewalk to the first one.
Who does?
You can see the sidewalk going up to that first house.
Oh, to the poor
To the
we
poor
live.
farm. No, to the poor farm.
Oh, the poor farm, no, out there in the,
Yeah,
Field.
across the creek.
oh, you mean like down there on the farm?
Yeah. You can see the
Seemed
outlines.
seemed me like there was a walk up through there.
Yeah, you can see it.
But now it went between them upper two, there's 3 houses. That old garage I built up there, I built out of 2 of them houses. Pappy give it to Pete to build him a house with, and he got Hugh Bowman to build a house. Hugh said, hell, I can't build a house out there. And they got the whole lumber and built it, but, and then I bought the rest of it off of Pete. And damn, Pappy wasn't gonna let me get it out of there. He said he didn't want me to get it. And hell, I just went ahead and tore him down, and brought it out and had that garage built.
The garage up there on Rose Hill. Really?
That lumber's 100 years old or older.
What'd you do with all that stuff that was in that garage?
I let Carl junk it and sell it and moved a lot of the lumber and stuff out of there. I'll never have no damn use for none of it. What did Miss Ashley tell you
Miss
when you was
Hutton?
on the phone?
She's gonna bring you
She
rent
said
back.
she's gonna bring your rent back. She said you could come get your rent, and I said, oh, he said if you wanted to pay your rent, you could bring it over here. And she said, okay.
I better go in there and write a receipt.
She
Well-
said, checks in the mail.
She didn't want to talk to me. I guess you better call her. You might should ought to call her. She didn't want to talk to me.
Oh, she's a car bag.
Which else she? What do you mean you carried it?
The split mail.
I carried it through World War II after I had that propellant or whatever it was. It had a great big nail on it. After that happened, it splits, you know. Hell, these doctors here in town, Doc Buckman, and he was the big doctor at that time. And he cut on that 2 or 3 times. Boy, that'd like to kill me too.
You didn't lose your thumb till after the war.
Before the war, I carried it through the war. And I got it after I went to work at Oak Ridge, working on them old machines and everything. It got to give me trouble, and old boy said, "Why don't you go get that damn thing took off?" And I said, "I would if I knowed where to go." He said, "Well, I'll get you an appointment." And he had me an appointment,
Huh.
and
Got somebody knock on the door.
I don't know, that's what I was thinking.
What in the hell, buddy? Sit
It
up.
was just the blinds hitting.
Yeah.
is anybody out there?
Nope.
There ain't another car down there, is there?
How long did you work at Shannon Mills?
Oh, between 3 and 3.5 years, something. His wife's still living.
Seems to me like she died about a year ago. Well, Frank says she didn't, but seems to me like
I
she
don't
did.
believe she did. I've laid off to call her.
Well, I drove by with her, and that house hadn't changed, so she may still be in there. I don't know. Her daughter lives down on next
I
to
bought
Crutchfield.
Sharon's lawnmower off her. I still got it.
It is.
Gotta be a cub cadet.
Yeah, and I bought Wade Puget's off of his old lady.
Did you?
Now she's still alive, I reckon.
No, I was go
What,
see her. I
last
told
Christmas?
her Did you go up there last Christmas?
This past, not a year ago, this past Christmas.
I told her I'd come see her. She's up there in assisted living.
Who is?
Wade Puget's with her.
She is.
They put her up there almost as soon as he died.
God, that was a long time after he died when I bought that mower. And
Yeah, it was a long
She
time.
was going strong then.
She lived over a long
What
time.
was it?
I got a lot
When-
of.
She fell or something, and they decided.
No, Charles moved to Knoxville. Or
Well,
moved somewhere, didn't want to take care of her, so they sold her house and all her belongings.
But why did they sell her house? I remember going over there that day, and she was sitting in the living room,
T-Mobile.
and big old tears just pouring down her face. And she said, my whole life's going out of here in front of me. Everything that she collected and had over all the years, they were selling at a yard sale. And they brought her, she was in assisted living then, because they brought her home to watch it all.
And it's independent. That old girl was.
Well, I'm sorry, but I didn't like the way her family treated her. I mean, I thought that was the cruelest thing I'd ever seen done. That'd be like us walking in here and getting all this stuff that means so much to you, Walt, and just walking out with it.
And then sound
I just think that's cruel.
You sold my
And
teddy bear for a quarter.
All her 50th anniversary stuff and 25th
What?
anniversary stuff
Two of them.
that Wade had bought her, they sold it.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Mama Smith hand sold me a teddy bear, and Mom sold it at a yard sale for a quarter.
What was it?
A teddy bear.
What'd you do with John's old 380 automatic? That's old.
Sold it at a yard sale
Remington.
for a quarter.
I told her to get, she put it on me and I didn't want to keep it. And I sold it to him for $25 and he worked it out.
What'd you get?
And I told her, did she give you that? I told her I was gonna sell it and get her the money. I could have got her $150 out of it or something. No, she said,
If she give it to him, she give it to Dad to give to him, and he's got it up there in the safe or something.
Hid somewhere. Frank says everything's his.
I've got your old pocket knife and Mama's pocket knife and the one that she always said was Pappy's,
That big long one. That big long pocket.
big long yellow one.
I have some
I thought
from
Pete
deer
got
park
most of that stuff.
Winchester.
I never got one time.
From Mama. I've got her pocketbook with her little handkerchief hanging out the side of it. It's in there on that stuff.
And I got a Coke bottle. She'd always put them Cokes in the refrigerator door. She'd get them for us.
Mom and Lisa have some of her kitchen furniture, I think.
Yep.
Her table and her, I guess there's some kind of
A
maybe
buffet.
it's cupboard or buffet, something like that.
We've got
Well,
some
I
of
think they got that
Pappy's.
jelly cabinet that was back there in the back.
We've
too.
got
It's just
some of
solid wood
Pappy's
up on real high
pillows.
legs.
Yeah, I'm not
that
quite
I
sure.
got out of the barn when I redid that loft.
Trying to remember. I remember coming up here and getting that table and maybe that. I guess maybe we got that too. I must have been about 8 or 9 years old when we came up here and got it.
Yeah,
Got the
that's
table
him.
and chairs and the
But Jeff got
buffet.
his
Yeah.
toolbox. after
They're
he
blonde
died.
looking.
Yeah.
Who's that, your mom?
Bunch
Yeah.
of stuff he's got up there in that loft.
Well, it's over at, I think it's all over at Lisa's house
There's
now.
all sorts of woodworking stuff
Did he?
in that
Yeah.
loft on
I think
that
she
side.
gave it to Lisa.
And some of it was stuck up there in
She's
between
got a bunch of
rafters and
stuff,
didn't get it out.
like,
And then when the barn
a
burned
bunch of
down,
stuff that she had when we were
Lost
kids
it.
or whatever. She gave to me. I kind of
That
think
one
Julian makes
pole
sure
up
get rid
there
of a
had
bunch
about all
of
of it,
stuff.
his names and initials on it.
There's an old wooden
I just
seat
almost asked
set
a question. I'm glad I
right
didn't.
barn there,
Right at the top.
and
That wheelchair,
You'll have to raise
no,
it.
Pappy had a wheelchair.
Sharon's got it.
Sharon's got it.
Yeah.
Wow,
We
there you
dug
go
it out
there.
of the top of the barn.
Goody, goody.
That was before Mama died.
Got it, got it.
We got an old saw too from the barn, or I think Lisa, her mom does.
Saddle.
Yeah, she's got an old saw, and they got a picture. It's like a saw, a 2-man saw or whatever. And they got a little picture of it. I think of the barn put on there, and hung it up in their house or what. I don't
That's up
know.
at my house.
What's that?
That's up at my house.
Is it?
And it was me that had it painted on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or, I thought Lisa had one too. I don't know.
Well, she may have had one of these.
Maybe she got one from somewhere else.
I took the pictures.
Scrap copper, $4 a pound now.
Yeah, that's still anything set in steel.
That's the reason all them people with making meth is stealing everybody's copper piping. They can
Oh.
be building a house and have all the plumbing and everything in it and come back the next day and they've stole it.
And they take it and sell it, don't they? Because copper's
They
high.
built a big old house up the valley there
How
next
do
to
you
the
know?
farm. And they put
What
2
was
heat
it?
pumps in it.
On the news all the
And
time.
over the
What's
weekend,
that?
stole every bit of copper out of the heat pumps.
Pound? Okay, now what's
Took
your
all the
hands?
wiring out of the house.
What's your hands? You're gonna have to be able
Through
to
here and they
go
scratched
anywhere.
my truck.
I'm gonna take your arm and twist it behind your back.
Egged it once, but they missed it the last time. They fell short.
I'll play with you after we
And
get out
they
of here.
got Joanne's,
Halloween.
huh?
On Halloween night or
No, it wasn't Halloween. It was after Halloween. And last week, a lady down there told me that they broke a glass out of somebody's car down there.
do you know that gardener that lives over behind us?
That's why you're
Up there in
driving,
the
guys.
woods, on out the ridge from the poorhouses.
I don't know, don't remember.
You know the reason they call it the Johnson Field?
Why? Oh, the Johnson field. Yeah, I never did. Some Johnsons had it.
Well, I thought they called it Johnson Field because of the Johnson grass.
There's Johnson grass in it.
I thought that's what they called it.
But now the Johnson house set up there in the woods. I'm picturing the chimney,
What?
where the chimney used to be.
In the Johnson country?
Yep.
I don't know where it would be. Well, I
It's
know.
up in the woods on top of the hill.
Yeah.
Right up where that little spring bubbles up back there in the woods.
Yeah, that's where me and Cannon
I've been good long enough. I'm gonna go smoke.
moonshine back there.
I'm gonna go outside a minute and cool down. Because I'm burning up.
Ain't you hot, Walt?
No.
Well, you got on short sleeves. I'm gonna go smoke. I'll be back in a minute.
I'll be
You
back.
don't need your jacket?
I'm burning up. We'll go cool down. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm like burning up. Or I just got
Well, did you fool with any of the Shelton's moonshine?
Never fool with
So, one of our cousins up in Birmingham, I spent Christmas with him, and he used to run a little grocery store out there. It's back down. It's about 15 or 20 miles outside of Birmingham, so it's back in an area kind of like this or whatever. And he used to run that grocery store, and he was telling me about people would pull up in there to come and get like 2 tons of sugar. And he had one guy that had a car, and they put about 1,500 or 2,000 pounds of sugar in the back of that car, I think. And had special shocks on the back. And even when they put all that sugar in the back, those special shocks and springs that he had back there, that didn't hold that car up, it still drug the ground when they put all that. By the time they put all that sugar in the back. And he said that was more sugar than you use in a restaurant in a year.
Where'd you get all your supplies
it. Out of what?
to moonshine with?
I bought When that relief flour, there's giving it out a lot meal. And I bought a truckload of that damn meal and it wasn't sour. I don't know, they had something in it, wasn't sour, but you wouldn't make whiskey. Why, they'd take both the meal and make 2 barrels of mash, and hell, they'd run it maybe 4 or 5 times before they'd ever change the mash. They'd leave the meal in it, you know, and dip the beer off, and when they got ready, before they left, they'd put 25 pounds of sugar more in it, and maybe a little flash meal, and 6, 7 days it'd be ready again.
So what'd you have to have? Corn and sugar and
Corn or meal and sugar and sprouted corn, malt should have. Most of them never did fool with it.
sprouted corn?
Yeah, you'd sprout the corn and it made malt. It was
Just the stalk or
the sprouting the whole corn.
the little ears?
They'd take a bag of corn and put it in a mule stable where the manure was hot. It'd sprout in just 2 or 3 days.
Oh, like the corn seed or whatever, huh? That makes...
Everybody talk about that's good malt whiskey.
Hmm.
Oh, they get some corn and put it down. I want to make one batch of it.
Huh?
I want to make one batch of it.
You don't have to have a still.
It's about that same
Well, I can
cousin.
get the copper.
Yeah,
That
you
same
probably
cousin-
Get it, but hell, it'll cost you.
That same cousin down there in Alabama said that I think he put the supplies together for one guy that had it where he had temperature regulation and all that kind of stuff on it, where it would automatically regulate the temperature on it. And it sounded like it was real technical. I think they ordered it out of a catalog or something.
Will the type of steel make a difference in the liquor?
They
That
cook
weed's
it
cutting rusty.
on drum. John Smith made on an iron drum, but he had a copper cap and worm and all that stuff. I made his cap and his thump post and all that stuff.
So what all you need?
Copper.
We need a grocery list.
What all you need?
For what? You need to shoot the copper to start with.
Well, that ain't no problem.
David wants the whole family.
Well,
recipe.
Truck police tell me puts copper roofing on.
Who could you get to do a thing like that?
What?
Make a steel.
They got the equipment up there in Nashville at this store. They sell beer supplies up there. It's for all that kind of stuff, but not a big one.
What you gotta do? Weld the copper sheet into a steel?
Huh?
Yeah.
So you just need a welder.
Have you ever been in the brewery over there on Gay Street?
No, we're gonna go to the Dossett Brewery.
To the what?
The Dossett Brewery. Make us a list.
You're crazy.
It's legal to make it for yourself for a small amount for your
For your
own
family?
consumption.
I make my own beer. I mean, I don't make
That's
it.
true.
Wine or beer, huh?
I make my own beer. But what I did was my cousin that moved in with us, he was drinking too much, so I bought him a beer making kit. It said start making your own beer. And then he kept on buying beer, and like I pay him to do something around my house, and every bit of it we go to buying beer or whatever. And so I bought him this beer kit and everything. And I said, you need to stop drinking until you can brew some of your own beer and support yourself or whatever. And so anyway, that didn't work too well. And I told him I'd give him the beer kit, and that's what I plan on doing because I'm getting tired of having it around my house and everything. And
It's been so long.
Take 'em out.
anyway, so I just told him he's got to make me a batch of beer, and I'll give him that beer kit or whatever.
Hey,
So,
Dakota,
because I like giving it away, I give it away for Christmas and stuff like that.
run get my cell phone.
But he's cold.
That's why you need to run.
Dad.
Warm your body up.
Well, you get yourself
I
off.
think Kern's got Dave's steel.
Dave Lee.
Lori's papa.
Is it unlocked?
See, my wife's papa made moonshine.
I'd have.
Yeah, it's unlocked.
I'll probably be back. I hope.
If Kern's got that steel with a bar, yeah, you can get up the walls.
No, you don't get in the walk truck.
You ain't gonna get him in trouble.
Let's get his recipe.
You ain't gonna get me in no part of it. I've quit.
You can still tell us how.
Huh?
You can still tell us how.
Shoot, it's cold out there. That wind's blowing terrible now.
It stopped.
I know you can tell us how.
Well, yeah, I can tell you how.
423-871-3085, Dad. You missed a call. It's sitting on it.
So you gotta have sprouted corn.
But now, I ain't gonna get mixed up in that damn mess. I don't feel like it.
You can't run.
I ain't gonna run.
Them's times gone by, aren't they, Bob?
Yeah. I've straightened up.
But you had a
Boy,
good,
I guess,
you had a good time though, didn't you?
yeah, I guess that I got by with a lot of stuff longer than anybody else ever did. I thought John Dossett, he told somebody, sent me word they was gonna raid me. That was on the hill up there. And the boy brought me 5 cases of whiskey and put it down there behind that shack. Same night that I got the call. And he said he's gonna raid John Smith. And that boy, I hadn't got the whiskey scattered out. He set it down there behind that shack, and he'd bring it that way and set it down there, and he'd hunt me after I'd get in or something, and I'd pay him for it. Well, that night I paid him for it, and when I come in, I paid him for it, and then I got that call. They're gonna raid you, and I took off and got that whiskey. It was 2 sacks, and I stole it across my back. I went down through them woods, and I'd look down Dougtown, you know, and it looked like them lights was coming right at me. And I finally set it down down there in the woods and took off to John's. Went out there and told John, I said, "You got any whiskey around here?" "Yeah, I've got a gallon out there in the feed barrel." I said, "Yep, you better get it out of there. John Dossett's coming after you." And that poor fellow with his long handles, and it was summertime, and he come out in his socks and long handles, took out down through that field with that whiskey. He said he never found it when he had me.
Well, did John Dossett come?
Why shoot? No. I voted
He
for
was
him.
the sheriff, John Dossett.
I voted for him and actually egged him on, got him to run the last time he was ever elected. Me and Jess going. Of course, I started, and I was going to London every week on Tuesday, and I'd go down there at Jess's and eat before daylight. I'd get up there where I could get parked, where I could get out. Hell, they'd crowd in there and you couldn't get out of there. And John was down there every morning, and he cuddled up beside me, and I asked him, I got talking to him, asked him, I said, "How's your health?" "Oh, I feel better than I've ever felt." I said, "Did you ever think about running for sheriff anymore?" "Oh, I don't guess I could ever be elected." I said, "If you could ever be elected, you can be elected." That's when Harry Curtin had everything messed up. I said, "It's the best time in the world if you want to make it." Well, next Tuesday morning, he was in there again 2 or 3 times. Then he got the call on me. And then I got Jess to get on him and tell him it was just a cinch if he wanted to make it. And we got him to run, and he was elected. And I voted for him 2 times, and I always did give him credit. I think he was just scaring me to keep me from getting any deeper in it.
He had 2 kidney transplants and was sheriff for how many years?
Huh?
16 years?
Yeah.
Whew.
He was a good sheriff.
Huh?
They said when
Our sheriff that just went out that was in there for 16 years, he didn't have but one arm. He had a hook.
I sold more guns and stuff to Harry Curtin's crew than any sheriff that ever was. See, they had to buy their own guns then. And Jim Ayers in the pawn shop business, and I'd work I'd sell them to them if they come after them, but I sold a lot of them, and Jim sold a lot for me to Harry's crew. And I met Harry down there in the eye doctor's office, and he was sitting over on one side of the chair and I was sitting in the other. And I kept looking at him and I never did recognize who he was. He got old and gray.
Harry Curtin?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
big, seemed like he's big again as he used to be. And I looked at him, and when he went out there, I said, "Oh God, who was that?" I asked him, I said, "Who was that?" I said, "That's Harry Carrot." And I don't know. He looked at me, and I looked at him. And of course, he must have known me, but I didn't know him.
He was talking about Harry. Did I tell you that one along got pancreatic cancer? That died. He was born in.
That worked for us.
Well, her daughter Kathy is married to Harry Carrigan's son. What's his name?
Is that her dog?
That's her son. That's her daughter.
That's who
Kathy.
goes to church with us.
That tape recorder.
Kathy is her daughter.
Oh, well.
We started that at like 2.
I love it.
Still going.
Does she know you?
Mhm.
Does she know you're my son?
Mhm.
Well, that's what she told me the other day. She said, I figured David had told you about Mom.
I think it's right. Give him he gave me a bag of suckers, wasn't it?
What?
You took me up Tazewell to the flea market and gave me a bag of suckers. 4 or 5 guns, carried them around there forever, and you said, now when them guys come over and ask for a gun, give them the sucker, or sell them the sucker and give them the gun.
I remember you coming up there once, and I made a gun trade there on a Colt Woodman automatic. I bought it and turned right around and sold it about twice what I give for it.
Same
David said,
day?
huh?
The same day?
The same day, David was with me. And David said, "Lord have mercy, I never knowed you could ever trade that." So he's just a kid.
You had some sort of little carbine with us that day, and you said, if I don't sell it, I'll let you have it. And we sold it right before we left. Probably a good thing didn't end up with. There wouldn't been a bird alive around the house.
There wouldn't be no cats alive around my house.
Yeah, really. She'd probably give it to me and I'd be shooting at cats.
Where'd your little girl go?
Over asleep on the couch.
That's why.
She stayed up till about 3 o'clock this morning.
I went to bed about 11:30.
You
She
went to bed
found her
before we
new
got
little
here.
friend went home with her last
We went
night.
to bed about 1 o'clock.
What time did you get?
Said,
Yeah, Bedford them force.
Do you know where he was from?
How you gonna die?
I've got all that damn stuff. Sometime when but I'm gonna have a book of that reprinted.
What?
That little book I've got, you know, with all them people that died.
We're gonna have it reprinted.
Huh? I'm gonna have it reprinted. That girl down on Beach Street told me she,
Leave the crap.
yeah, could make me another book.
But don't give her that one. You
No.
Want, you want that one back.
No, No.
That book's worth back the money while. Even if it's a part.
See, I wrote in there, you can't hardly read it, but I can,
I can too.
yeah. I probably put the day he got killed. That was day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But we hadn't, they couldn't get to us with their dinner Thanksgiving Day. And after we brought him back to the headquarters after he got killed, why they come in with 4 little old baked chickens.
4.
Yeah, 4 of them. They say 4.
Hey, there's a lady here with the rent check.
Move. No. Get on what?
Oh, look. Come on in.
third come in code.
He said for you to come on in.
It looks bad, dear.
No, I just want to go in there. It's really cold, so.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, but it's really cold out here.
Wait a minute, I'll give you this.
Okay,
See if I can do it. You can tell what I did.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, here that way just about to shut this.
I'd have come up there, but you see, I've got a,
Well, it's really too cold for anybody to be out there. It's getting colder.
yeah, it's getting bad. That woman pays her rent.
She was in her at least.
Good, ain't it?
You know, I about had to kill her boy.
Why?
Hell, ran to my house, he wouldn't pay no rent and tore the house up.
Mm.
And I went back up there.
The one next to your house?
Yeah, the old house, they tore the house all to hell. And I went back up there early in the morning. His wife must have been in the hospital. And he come out. He was already out and in the car when I pulled up behind him. He got out of that car and here he come back towards me there and they're sitting in the truck. And I had the dang truck window locked, had the door locked and I had the damn pistol in my hand.
Oh, wow.
And here he come back there, he yeah, and I told him, hold on a minute here, damn you come back here. Boy, he took off, he run, he got in that car and threw rock all over me and I got to move the next day. That wasn't hard to get him out after the hell of it, I bet he had me for $3,000.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Oh hell, I've lost enough rent money to, that woman right there, his mother, she pays and she calls. You don't have to worry with her. And that house you could eat off the floor.
You need to get Jock to do some evicting.
Who?
That old big boy that works for me, got that big old beard, looks like he just come out of the mountain, his beard's down here.
Yeah.
He's the sweetest man on earth.
He's
You
as stout
can't-
as you find him.
You go get people out of the house, they've got 45 days. You have to go take a warrant and go to court.
That's what Frank told me when we had them apartments down at Carroll across from the motel. And I'd go in there and I'd tell them they had a week to get out. And Frank would say, you can't do that, but they'd be gone in a week.
Well, you can do a lot of things, but
But legally, you're not supposed to, yeah.
But I meant to burn him up if he'd come on out there toward me. And
Was they in the brick house? Was he in the brick house or your
no,
house?
he's in the old house.
Oh,
The one under the big trees.
Well, they had that house in such a damn shape. I ain't no way I could ever fix it back. And I just sold it.
oh, did you?
Yeah, I sold it.
The one,
Huh?
the one that side of the water tower?
Yeah. No, not the water tank. That's where that woman lives.
The next one?
Yeah. I ain't got a damn thing but a house and 3 lots up there now.
You sell all your other houses?
Huh?
You sold all your other houses? Every one of them?
I've got one on Ash Street over there, and I've got a bunch in it. I can't even get in to see them. Boy, I'm telling you the truth. That woman had the damnedest spiel and nicer space, and she's just going to be the best runner in the world. Hell, I bet she's got me for 3 months now.
You can't get her out?
I can't get her out. Can't get in the damn house. Put so much stuff in it, she thought it was breaking through.
Well, did
Yeah.
you give her a notice to get out?
I've got after her and went over and told her I wanted her out of there when I can catch her. But she's going to give me money pretty quick, and the hell, I know, you can't catch her no more. Across the creek, back in the hill.
Yeah. Well, how old was you when they moved over here to the other house?
Probably 8 or 9.
Where was the house across the creek?
Right straight. You said you saw the walk going there where the poorhouses were. Oh, you was out the poorhouse, wasn't you?
Yeah.
It's right, you got a lane up through there, ain't you? A fence before you can turn the cattle out of the lot and let them go back through it.
Uh-huh.
They
Right.
used to feed.
It's to the right of it there, out there. There's 3 houses. Was an old big sinkhole and a hole there.
Yeah.
Where one of them is.
I know where
The other
Franco
2
is.
was on out here.
Where'd their house sit?
Huh? That house sat right about that hole there.
Okay, I know where the hole is.
Yeah.
How come they moved across the street?
Pappy bought us a mansion.
Oh,
He bought that farm. All that across the road there. See, he just had what he had on the other side of the road.
mm-hmm. And he bought that plumb back to the lake, didn't he?
Yeah, he owned the lake. Yeah.
He had to give some of the land to the TVA or something when they.
Yeah, he had trouble with the TVA. They wanted to fly over it and survey it out. Hell, he wouldn't take it. They had to run a chain. I think it's 100 and some acres.
No, then the county took part of it too when they put that quarry in there. That was after
Yeah.
Pappy was dead, though.
Well, that was Pappy's.
I know it.
Well, you know the old county quarry. Melvin Boshears just sold it.
What's he got out there?
He,
It's a
he
sheep.
had the old county quarry
Yeah,
and down to the holler there where it kind of went in a little swag
yeah.
and right down to the lake. I think there's 30 acres of it or something, if that much. It brought, oh Lord, it was,
That's
Well,
where they got
yeah.
the shooting range in the old quarry?
it's 200 and something thousand it brought, $240,000.
My Lord.
Bill Goss bought it. Comes back in there behind Odie's.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. That wasn't on Pappy.
It wasn't?
Well, part of it was over where his house, where that quarry was. But that back in there where he bought, I don't know who in the devil he got it from. Belonged to Odie and Uncle Henry. Benzine.
Was there any fields cleared across from Odie's house, but out from the Mamaw's house at any time?
Yeah. Well, it was, we had a hog lot that went down to our line there. And, Odie had that, hell, he tended some of that. Just a rock pile.
It used to be cleared right straight across from Odie's house,
They
didn't it?
still about 3 acres in
And
there.
up there where the blackberry patch is used to be clear. Well,
I
it's
got-
quarry now.
I got a little boy to buy that place off of Odie, off of
I know
Orange.
it. He's still right there.
You know him?
Marlowe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a retarded kid, ain't he?
I don't know, is it, David?
I don't know. Beaver?
He lives in the Odie house.
I know it.
Neighbor.
He works on that house all the time.
Yeah, I got the deal for him on it.
Well, who owns the other side of the road?
I don't know. I thought you was talking about they sold.
No, it's on the back side, back there coming in by the old quarry. Would that be Odie's or Ernest's?
No, they ain't none of them. I don't know who owns that country. I don't know who owns that Uncle Henry Benzine cave now. There's a lot of good ground.
Where's the
back
cave
there.
at?
Huh?
Where's the cave at?
You know how to get to Chambers subdivision?
I'm out of town. I ain't got
Just
no
flip
way.
it.
Huh?
Do what?
The Chambers up, yeah. Up
She
there where the
might have
Allens live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
M. Cox owned, Dick Cox owned, there's a house on the left out there. And Dick owned that house.
What are you doing now?
Flipped it so tape it and
And I don't know who in the hell owns that country in there now.
Well, what's his name?
Carter
now?
Allen on part of it.
The back part of it, Carter Allen.
Carter owns the Allen farm.
Well, where's the cave at?
Huh? The
If
cave,
you went to the curve, go left through the woods over through there towards Carter's.
you go out there, you can go to it go out there
Turn
past
left
that.
in the Chambers and go straight. Don't go over here in the subdivision part. And Carter lives in that last house on the right. That owns all
I
that
ain't even
property.
out there. I'm right there on the curve past the shop. Go across the creek and head out the bank out that way.
And the cave's out there?
Yeah, but
Well, baby, how come you never had took me to that cave?
I ain't been in it. I'm going.
when.
And that's
yeah,
that's a
Henry
Henry
Cave.
Benzine
Y'all wanna
cave?
go this afternoon?
What cave you going in?
I'm gonna try to find that.
Henry Benzine cave?
You can't find it?
I don't know. I ain't tried.
Well, you can go in down there at Odie's, Go through right out there where Helen Benz ain't living, that brick house on the
Yeah.
curve, and go down the creek, and you get to the lake,
Hello.
and
Hello.
turn right, back up the hill, and you can go back up there, but hell, you couldn't find it to save your life if somebody didn't know where it was.
I bet Carter knows.
Oh, yeah, Carter knows. I bet he squirrel hunts and everything in there.
The Henry Benz ain't. Okay.
Me and Ed made whiskey in that cave.
Did you?
It smoked me out, and Ed was down in there, and
Is your still
it
in
went
there?
in. They was opening out here about 50 yards. It wasn't that far, 50 or 60 feet. And you could go in out there and walk back through there and and there's a hole fell out in there, and it was bad. You could get a barrel down to it. And me and Ed went in there and set up back there in that hole. And we cooked that mash in, and it drawed, and everything worked good. Well, we got it ready to run, and we went back there. Ed watched it all day, and I was working somewhere, I guess at Oak Ridge. And Ed watched to see there wasn't nobody found us, and went in there that night, and it had been raining, and the fog was low, and we fired up, and it run a little whiskey, and Ed done got him 3 or 4 big shots, and I told him that smoke coming straight down. I said, Ed, there's a grapevine went out at that hole. I said, I'm going up that dang grapevine. Oh, I'm going to run this. I said, yeah, okay, you stay down there. I'm going out. It's already smoking me. And it wasn't long that I heard him snuffing and coming up that grapevine. I had to pull him out. And we left it. And Jim Woods, Charlie Woods' daddy, went back over and run that barrel. I think he got 6 gallons. Good whiskey. And me and Ed hauled it out there on the A model. We got up to that old cave in the A model Ford back then. Grace Benz and Walter, they lived down in there in an old log house. There ain't no way I could ever get down in there. But if I could walk.
But didn't you used to make moonshine back over behind Bergen's in the woods back there too?
Yeah, that's where they got mine kind of still.
That's what I thought.
Looked like where he tore a house down. And I laid out on Cannon that night. Was going to run on Friday night, I guess. I was working for state, I believe. And I laid out. I didn't come in. Cannon didn't try it myself. And he went back there the next day, and they done tore it down.
What'd you do for the state?
Huh?
You said you was working for the state. What did you do for the state?
I worked out here on the road.
When
Over at
was
Florida.
this?
Huh?
When was this?
I was about 17, 18 years old.
I didn't know that.
Bergen was
sorry.
run for governor in 36. Gordon Browning beat him, and they just served 2 years then. And I had the state highway garage was right where this forestry building is here.
Yeah, right down
Morton
the field.
Wilson. And old man George Lapp was the boss, and Larry Powers, you ought to remember Larry.
I remember Larry Powers. He had that
Larry
little place out
Powers.
there.
Yeah.
Going
Larry
towards the end of the river.
Powers had 5 counties, and I was laying around down there on the farm and moonshining and going best I could. And I said to myself, Bergen was Prentice Cooper's, Jim Cooper's daddy's campaign manager, state campaign manager.
I didn't know that.
He was. And Bergen had all the power in this country. All right, I got ready early one morning. It's raining. I walked and toe string up there. Went in there, and old man George Lapp had on them cowboy boots and big brown hat. I know the old man all my life. And I walked in there, and he said, "What can I do for you, son?" I said, "I'm looking for a job." He said, "You're Bergen Dossett's brother." I said, "Yeah." And Larry was back in the office. He hollered and said, "Hey, Larry, come out here." I said, "We got a man here who needs a job." He said, "A boy needs a job." He said, "He's Bergen Dossett's brother." Larry never said nothing, just said, "Put him to work." I went to work the next day. 22.5 cents an hour. $2.50 for 10 hours. Work 10 hours a day.
I made 50 cents an hour and I thought I was a millionaire.
You made what?
I made 50 cents an hour, my first job, and I thought I was a millionaire.
And that was in the 40s,
Nope, I was in the 50s.
in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So
Daddy just got up to $3 an hour last year on farm help.
On what?
Farm help.
Who did?
Dad.
He wants everybody to work for nothing.
Well, that's human nature.
Mm. No, it ain't.
It's worse on some than it is others.
Well, he's so tight. He's
How much was it you paid Rambo to dig you?
Dig here,
Yeah.
I believe I paid him $4 an hour.
Look at this.
Or maybe I paid him $3.
dug out this whole basement.
Oh, okay.
After-
I
The house was
paid
built.
Arthur Bashir's all of my,
Oh.
all of
How long ago was
The
that?
house had been here for years.
What was that, in the
$4
'60s or
an hour.
'70s or something?
No, it's probably
that's
in
all
the
he asked me.
80s.
'80s.
Sean.
Well,
I still
minimum
owe
wage
Arthur
was
Bashir
$3.35.
$50. And he said, if I don't never get to work for you again, I never will take that $50. And he ain't gonna take
Arthur
it.
Bosher's is a fine feller.
Shoot, he's a good. Why, hell, it's like the war.
Running water? Running water? No.
They didn't have no kitchen or nothing.
And they had a well.
When did they put a bathroom in?
No, they put it down.
About 55.
Down it. Pappy was still. No, he wasn't. She carried that pot to the old
Pappy
toilet.
was dead when they put the bathroom in.
Yeah.
Mama said that Great Granny used to make Pawpaw go out to the outhouse and use the restroom when they were
They didn't have nothing but an outhouse.
No.
even
yeah,
after they
did.
had the restroom put in. And she's
Yeah, they had an outhouse.
The outhouse was
Why
still
did
there
I
when
not
I come.
play?
I wanted that outhouse. I wanted
Why
that sitting up
do I
there in
not
my
play
yard
it?
so bad.
I think that was still there when I was a kid.
I know it.
Now, you know, they
But Frank always told me
Daddy,
that you and him
please.
slept out there in the smokehouse. That you didn't.
Well, we did. We did in the summertime, but we couldn't stand it in the winter. But I don't know. We had to keep borrowing both grates there. And
Where'd you sleep out in the winter?
come back to the house, bed up. I don't know how in the hell we all slept.
I don't either.
Somewhere.
3 and 4 in the bed.
In
Yeah,
the floor.
they had to get in the bed.
You and Pete and Bill and
Bill never did stay there now. Bill was on the run all the time. He stayed with Reese and Hugh Russell and here, there, and now. Him and Pappy couldn't get along. And
I didn't know that.
that was the way it was. Pappy was hard to get along with. Bill was an outlaw.
Didn't he have any kids?
Bill
No.
had one, but go to Lamar.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Here.
You
Gertie
know-
Chapman.
Huh?
Gertie Chapman.
Yeah. She's Chapman now. But Bill, they had that baby, and I'm not too sure whether they made him marry her or not. But anyway, he run off, but that's when he got shot down there, and he had to get out of the state
I didn't know Bill got shot. What happened
to
then?
get it in the federal court.
How come he got shot?
Well, he knocked an officer in the head, and
Did he?
me and him was walking home, was right there before you get down to the court, Kelly's there, you know, where them old buildings, all that stuff is, right along there. And we was coming around that curve up there, and I told him, I said, Bill, seen that damn A model Ford, I seen the lights shining back there. I said, we better get off the road here and lay down, that's them damn street drivers. And I was about 14 years old, 15. And we walked on down there. He wouldn't do it. He said, hell no, I ain't getting off the road. And here they come. And it was Danny Bruce's daddy was driving them. And
He was a policeman?
no, he was a damn convict. He's driving that bunch of law, but he was a convict. He's in jail. And Samp Jordan was a deputy sheriff. Old man George Bashir was in the bunch. And let's see now, Henry Sutton. You remember Henry Sutton?
D.L. Hudson's father-in-law.
Yeah. And when they pulled up beside us and stopped, and we bought a pint of liquor here in town, and back then they had stoppers. They didn't have screw tops, and they couldn't have no stopper, and they made it out of post, paper pole. And Whitney Davis walked down the railroad. We've been over to Red Onion up at the L&M Depot right now, they're chatting around. And we come over there and bought that pint of liquor, and Whitney Davis, he took a drink of it, and Bill and me both drank out of it, but we was drinking anyway. And we walked down the railroad there, and Bill got his foot hung in them cow things that they had across the railroad that wouldn't let cattle come in and out. They called it the cow trap or something.
I didn't know they had them. I never heard of them.
That's before your time. And Bill hung his foot in that, and his shoe come off. And I told him, I said, you better tie that shoe. Oh, hell, it ain't far home. And we went on, though, and then here come. And they come up, and Samp Jordan went around the front of the car, and I was behind Bill. And when he got around there, and he told, Bill had something, he said, give me that, whatever you got there. And Bill hit him with that damn whiskey bottle.
Huh?
But he didn't break it. And,
Samp Jordan?
Huh?
Samp Jordan?
Samp Jordan.
Okay.
His boy works down there on Beach Street, that little.
That's Gary's great grandpa.
And Bill knocked him down there and run over him, and his damn shoe come off going down the road, and he shot in the ground. And I always thought he glanced and hit Bill right on the hip pocket, and it just went around. It didn't. It cut him, but it didn't hit the bone.
Just grazed him.
And he run down there, and he after he lost his shoe, he had to quit running, and they loaded us up. Then they took us on down there to the house, and Pappy's in the bed.
Oh, they didn't take you to jail.
No, huh? And no, by God, they brought Bill to the hospital here and took me back home. Went down there to tell Pappy. And they went in there to tell Pappy, and all hell, Pappy told the bitch, you shot my boy, I'll get revenge. And next morning, I believe Hen was there with an A model, and brought Pappy and me and amongst us up here, and Bill was there in the hospital. And Pappy walked in there, and he seen Bill and had that bloody tail. He said, I'll get revenge for my boy's blood. Well, they tried me and Bill for drunkenness, and by God, we beat it. And then Pappy sued him, and John Jennings, Bergen's Nell's brother, was the biggest lawyer around here. An old man, Clarence Templeton, out of Jellicoe, was the best in this county. And Pappy had John Jennings, and they had Templeton. And
That's Jerome Templeton's daddy that
Yeah,
does the
yeah, that's who it is.
storytelling.
he dead, ain't he?
I think Jerome died about a year ago.
And well, they put it in federal court. Well, Bill had to leave. That's what got him away from here. He went to Akron. He went up in Kentucky. And Matt and Sam lived up there somewhere, and they didn't keep him long. And but he scouted around for a year before we had that trial. And we went on, and we beat them down there on our case. And we had Whitney Davis, and Kenneth McGee's daddy was the chief police here, and we'd been with him that night. And
It's still that way today.
yeah, and we had him for a witness too. He told him, said, hell, if I'd been drunk, I'd arrested him. But anyway, we went on. We went to federal court in Knoxville, and by God,
You was just 14 and they took you to federal court?
I was 15 or 16.
Okay.
And
So there wasn't nothing to take to
Morgan
court
told
back
me-
then. Look at today.
Mhm.
Bergen told me many times about what that old judge over in Knoxville said about that young boy that was in that trial, that was a witness in that trial. Said he's the best witness he ever heard get on the stand.
You?
Yeah, it's me. Bergen told me about that different time.
Well, was you alive when Pappy shot, what, his brother-in-law or his father-in-law?
No,
He wasn't.
Sister always told me that he didn't scout as long as a lot of them claimed he's gone 12 years, you know. He had his family.
Call
with
it
him.
quit.
Out in Oklahoma?
Yeah, in Oakland, Texas. But Pappy got in trouble out there, and he had to leave where he was at, and he sent his family back.
Uncle Jeff's the only one born out in Arkansas, ain't he?
Huh?
But Uncle Jeff born in Arkansas?
I thought Oklahoma.
There was another one.
No, they were in Oklahoma to start with. I don't believe they was in
I
Arkansas.
don't believe it was him.
Who was born out there though? There was
Some
one.
of them were born out there.
Oh.
I believe Hen was born.
Yeah, that's what I think he told us when we were up here a couple of years ago when we got a video.
Now Hen was the best Dossett ever lived. Drunk himself to death.
I would love to have known him because he was Eddie's daddy.
Huh?
I would love to have known him because he was Eddie's daddy.
That's
I would love to have known Pappy. I remember telling Merle and Nanny one day, I went outside to smoke down at Mama's house, and Merle made some remark about, boy, you wouldn't have lit no cigarette if Pappy was around. I said, I bet you I'd have sat right here in this other straight back chair and roared back with Pappy and smoked right with him.
Yeah.
She said, and you'd have ended up in the outhouse with your butt beat too. I said, no, Pappy would have liked me.
But Bill's got a daughter?
Huh?
Bill?
Gertie Chapman, that's from here, she's dead now, ain't she?
Huh?
Did Gertie die?
I ain't never heard him. Well, hell, Bill come back here, you know, years. He come in here for a week's vacation or something and stayed up at the house. That's why we live in that old house.
Yeah.
And Novella knowed Gertie, and somehow or another she got a hold of Gertie, and here come Gertie up there. And they rummaged around for a week or so, and Bill had to go back. And I was in the used car in the junk business, and
That's just a cover for the liquor business, wasn't it?
yeah, that's part of my pussy.
So you could have a different car every week, huh?
Gertie,
Is that when she got pregnant?
no, hell, she's just a girl when she got pregnant. Bill went through the war and been there for a lifetime. He's just a young man.
He didn't know he had the kid.
Why, yeah, he supposed to have married her, I think.
I think he did marry her, and then she divorced him. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. But anyway, she stayed around up there a week and rummaging around with him, and her mother was living, my mother, and she run around with him. Bill had a new Pontiac, and she had a trap for an old Ford car. And a few days after Bill left, she's up there every night. And I was working.
Gertie?
Yeah, and she asked me, said, what would you give me for my car? I said, what do you mean? You're going to sell your car? I said, we don't need but one car. Said, Bill's got a new car. I said, Gertie, you know that fella pretty good, don't you? I said, you better keep your damn car. And Betty, she went to Akron, and she couldn't more find Bill Dossett. She knowed the place he hung out at, but she couldn't more find him than you could find a needle in a haystack. And when we went up there, when Otto was dead, me and Pete and Frank, I had a new 61 Ford station wagon.
You wasn't going in.
And it was snowing and raining and everything else. Berg and Jeff's gonna go with us, but they didn't wanna do it because they said afraid we couldn't make it. But we drove all night. And we, somehow Pete knowed about the joint that Bill was in. And we went in there and asked about Bill Dossett. Well, hell, they had never heard of him 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. That place still going. And the old bag he married was living in that
Is
place.
that Dorothy?
Yeah. Ugliest old bag I ever laid my eyes on. What in the devil made him be so dang dumb and,
He married her too.
huh?
He married Dorothy too.
I'm gonna go grab some more tapes.
Dorothy's. Well, now Dorothy come up to her house and stayed too with Bill.
Dorothy,
His wife Dorothy.
huh?
Dorothy came up there with Bill and stayed too.
Who? Dorothy who?
Bill's wife Dorothy, that ugly one.
Oh, hell, yeah, she come, yeah, she was there. She come in here with him.
But now she took care of him when he got sick. Well,
Ah, hell, she didn't. I was up there when he died, and they got in a fight that night. She got drunk that day. The first, I believe, the first night I was there, and we went to Charlene's, and they was all drunk. And old Dorothy got drunk, and me and Bill come on back to the house.
Hattie drank too.
Huh?
Hattie drank too.
Why, sure she drunk, but Hattie, I believe, no, I don't think she was dead then, but she's probably there. Well, yeah, Hattie drunk like a fish.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, they all did, her whole outfit. Maybe some of them girls did, but most, Charlene was,
That was unheard of for women to drink back then, wasn't it?
huh? Why, hell, Betty, my Aunt Beachwood's mother was Pappy's sister. They drank their whiskey just,
Well,
it was medicine.
down
Who's
here
that,
drinking
Aunt
liquor and making
Aunt
liquor.
Patty, Aunt Toad was the
Chasing
same way.
women.
She kept her moonshine whiskey.
With Uncle Walt.
It was part of her life. And hell, nobody know nothing. Nobody had to pay
Me and
attention.
Bryce,
They
Coda,
wanted it, they took them a big shot.
Mom.
Aunt Liza Woods would stay out there at the house a
Sean
lot
Nodder.
on account I always had whiskey. And Aunt Kitty, he
I
and
own it.
Grandma the same way. I worked up
What
there,
you
you
done?
know, and I'd pour the whiskey to that old sister. I was good to them old people.
They ain't told her ain't Toddy that used to sleep out in the barn. The one that was a witch.
You gonna get something
And
to
that
eat?
what?
We are. Was it ain't told her
Go
ain't
down
Toddy
to
that
the park
used to
and
sleep
eat
out in
that
the
barbecue
barn? That was
I
a
never
witch.
know to that.
One of them was a witch.
Which? No, I never heard of that.
I don't know. I just
Oh.
thought that'd be a good record. Okay.
That could lift a table up off of the, just tell it to rise and the table would rise.
You know
Okay.
where you go up the hill to Peach, you turn right, what street? That's
Ah.
Chestnut Street, ain't it?
No.
I don't know out there where
You
he
know
lived.
where that garage is? They works on lawnmowers and everything on the left. It's right behind Gamble's car lot out through there.
Yeah.
And Aunt Rhodey Huntley owned a half a mile there on the right of the road where them big rock walls.
Rhodey Huntley was an ain't?
Yeah. Honey,
thinking
you're talking
Rhodey
about
Minton.
the wrong
Rhodey
road.
Minton, yeah, okay.
And Aunt Rhodey was, well, she buried over on Woodlawn Cemetery, and her son got killed, and her daddy, and they got all that big marble stone around their graves there, and biggest, most expensive.
Was Rhodey Huntley,
Rhodey was the old bag up in the mountains that had all them joints.
but she
Rhodey
was the
Minton.
she was the mother of the Huntley down here at Jacksboro that everybody made fun of, that they tried to, she'd wrestle cattle. What's her name? They run her for commissioner down there in Jacksboro just for a joke.
They what?
Talked her in running for commission just for a joke, and what's her name? It was Rhoda Huntley's daughter, wasn't it?
She never had no daughter. Aunt Lucy Huntley.
Big Red.
Aunt Lucy, her sister, see, they went for white slavery just at the end of World War II. They had them young girls bringing them out of Middlesboro. And they put Rhodey and Aunt Lucy and
What do you mean white slavery? Whorehouses
Bringing underage girls out of the state.
for a whorehouse?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why Rhodey Huntley stayed in the penitentiary for a year or two.
I didn't know
And
that.
Aunt Lucy stayed. And hell, boy, I used to date that other old girl that went up there.
Oh, Big Red?
No, good looking darn
You
woman.
used to date Big Red?
Big Red.
Big Red Ledford?
Oh, hell. I know Big Red.
She was my buddy.
Huh?
She was my buddy.
She whooped the law every time they tried to arrest her.
She weighed about 600 pounds. And when she was in the hospital, she hung off of the sides of a hospital bed. We put 2 hospital beds together and tied the legs together for her to, that's the only way we had a place for her in the hospital. And she was I don't remember what she died from. But I come down here and talk to you trying to find out how to get a hold of her girls, because she said, I've been a whore all my life. She said, I put my daughter into the whore business, and said, my daughter hates my guts and my daughter won't speak to me, so I just want to get her forgiveness before I die. Before I die. She just kept begging for her daughter, and her daughter had just cut off strings attached to her and everything. Well, I called her daughter. I finally found out some way how to get hold of her, and I called her. She said, I don't have no mother.
Mm.
And I explained to her that she was dying and that she just wanted to ask for her forgiveness before she died, and that could she call her on the telephone. She said, I don't have no mother, and hung up the telephone on me. So I'd lie to Big Red every day and say, I'm still trying to get hold of you. I wouldn't tell her that her daughter wouldn't forgive her.
Now, she'd been a rough one.
I can't help it. She's still a human being, Mott. And I felt sorry for her. And I liked her. I know Frank
And
told me.
you courted a 600-pounder?
No, he didn't court her.
I never courted her.
No, but he know Big Red really well.
I knowed her. Why, hell, she run the...
Is she one of them that did the white slavery?
Huh?
Is she one of them that did the white slavery? Because she said she did
No, she wasn't one. It was Rhodey Huntley and Aunt Lucy in Francisco. And they're buried out there in Baker Forge Cemetery. And Aunt Lucy's old man, she had a boy. And that old man killed her boy while she was in the penitentiary. And that boy's buried there with Lucy and Aunt Rhodey.
What did he kill him for?
Yeah, he's gonna, they had a nice car when they took her to penitentiary. And that boy's gonna take that car all the time, and the old man wasn't gonna let him have it. And he went to the door in his bedroom and trying to break his daddy's door down, and he shot him through the door.
Oh.
Up on that joint up on the bank. Well, that other one, I can't remember her name, but hell, she is a good-looking young woman. She is into it with Rhodey and Lucy.
Their sister?
Huh?
Their sister?
No, it wasn't her sister. Just a woman had a joint up there on the road.
Rhodey Benton?
Rhodey had one a lifetime. And Aunt Lucy Francisco and her old man had that up on the bank up there.
What, did a Hundley lady that lived right over here at the red light? Had the bells on her old car?
I don't know.
No, that was, what's her face Hunley lived up there across on Davis Chapel Road across from Hugh Bowman, next door to where Molly Smith used to live. And she rustled cattle.
This woman?
The Hunley, yeah.
Boy, this used to be a
It used to be a fun place to live, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's boring now. Huh?
Oh, that much. Lucy and Rhodey come in up at Cecil's, and what did
Cecil who?
Denson used to cook it, run the boarding
Oh,
house.
McNeely. Cecil McNeely.
She's a Chapman. She married a Chapman. She took him away from his old man, Cecil did.
She did.
Yeah.
They lived in that yellow house down there below our house.
Yeah, there before you get to your house. They
Well,
come in, Cecil had a joint up there, it burnt down in blocks, and the old blocks, they ain't none there now, but there's a wide place in the road. And I was in that joint that night when they come back from the penitentiary, and they had 2 young bucks with them, and them old women. And buddy, Rhodey smoked a cigar, and if you'd ever seen the damn...
Brody Benton.
Yeah, Rhodey Minton, she smoked cigars. And if you ever seen a mess, I never seen such a thing in my life out of them old women. They come in there cutting up and dancing. Hell, they both 90 years old. They had 2 young men with them.
They was a young 90 years old, wasn't
What, Pearl Hanley, that woman's name,
they?
right?
Pearl Hanley, that's her name. Pearl Hanley. But Pearl, wasn't Pearl Rhodey's daughter?
Rhodey didn't have no daughters, honey. Rhodey didn't have...
Oh, who was Pearl Hanley's?
Pearl Hanley was Etta Thompson's girl. That was raised down on the Southern Railroad. It used to be the Southern Railroad. Out there at Jacksboro Station.
Give me that video tape.
What was that old man out there at Jacksboro Station? Moses Ward?
Yeah.
You remember Mose Ward?
Oh, yeah. He was Dealer's officer's father-in-law.
I didn't know that.
He was.
Did the tape go off?
Dealer's,
Still running.
he had a,
We'll
Dealer's
still have to watch.
had a
For
hog
his
back.
Right, what moved them coats for
stall
you,
of
Bill?
hogs and straight
One of
behind
them's
the wire,
empty.
Harold.
Take them in there, honey.
You
And
don't want it?
Dealers went and got Moses' hog vat and took it and didn't bring it back.
Sweet.
And Dealers had married Moses' girl. And Moses run a store right there at the railroad crossing
Right
up on the
on the
bank
park.
there.
And
On
the
the
big plane.
on the railroad crossing there now. And Mose got Dealers over there and set him on a nail keg and made him sit there all day. And Mose, Dealer said, he'd look at me and say, "Don't you bat your eye, you damn son of a bitch, I'm gonna shoot you anyway."
His son-in-law.
Old Dealers, he is a knockout.
He's the one burnt in his house, ain't
Huh?
he? Dealers burned up in his house down there.
Well, they thought some maybe boys, the ones that,
Now Mose, I know that when he was in the hospital, everybody was afraid of him, and I never could find out why they was afraid of him. So I always went in and took care of him. And I really, really liked old man.
why hell, I used to steal a chicken hen out there at home and take it out there and get me some 22 shells or something with it when I was just 10 or 11.
You get it from Mose Ward.
Yeah. He had that store.
Was he a mean old man?
Huh?
Was he a mean old man?
Oh, yeah, he's rough. He's a good old man, though.
Well, really, Alice loved him to death. But everybody that worked at the hospital was terrified of him, but I never could find out why.
Dealers, Jeff and Bill Quainer amongst them. Jeff had a hemorrhoid operation.
Jeff Dossett.
Yeah, and Dealers, they won't operate on him. Jeff and Bill Quainer and them said, "Why, go on, Dealers." Said, "Don't worry about it. It ain't no trouble." Dealers, they operated on it. He come out and that tail was sore and he walking down the hall and he seen Jeff and them down there laughing at him. "Yeah," I said, "like you son of a bitch." Lord have mercy. Now that Jacksboro there used to be awful. Everybody down there, I reckon, drunk and part of them bootleg. Me and Ed bootlegged in the courthouse.
What do you mean in the courthouse?
In the damn courthouse. Ed was selling to a janitor there, just a big way.
I'll place out bootlegs in the Department of Defense twice.
Yeah, you did go up there during...
We took a half a gallon to the Department of Defense.
I gotta go smoke. I've been
Oh.
here too long.
You better pull your pants leg down. You're free.
I'm gonna have to get out of here.
You gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I've got a trip
Hey, now.
over there, mate.
Oh, well, why didn't you tell us?
Huh?
Why didn't you tell us?
Well, I've had enough time.
Huh?
I've
Sorry.
had enough time.
You have your
He's
tonsils
got
taken
women
out?
lined up.
Nope,
No,
My daddy don't either.
never.
I remember Doolin Doolin
Oh,
and them cops.
I gotta go smoke.
Howdy.
I was probably 12 or 13. Was right out past Bud Shelton place where you go down the old rocky spot to the creek.
He went to Walmart. He shook it back.
And I rode up on him on a motorcycle, and
Dad?
Dad and Uncle Pete was coming in the pickup truck. And Doolin was cussing me and telling me how he's gonna jerk me off that motorcycle and whip me.
Who was that?
Doolin Cox.
Oh,
And Uncle Pete, Daddy pulled up, and Uncle Pete come out of that truck, and he said, "Damn you, Doolin Cox, I'll whoop you and your brother both."
that dude,
You know what it is?
he married that old girl. She was with him. I
You
was
oughta-
on horses back there.
Not without a string.
I don't either.
Or the
Is that a locket?
She's a good looking bitch, but everybody thinks